Welcome back to my channel. My name is Jocelyn, and for today's topic, I'm going to discuss the travel requirements for US citizens going to Philippines. But before we get started, please like this video, and if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe and hit that notification bell. I always welcome new subscribers. Let's get started. US citizens do not require a visa to travel in the Philippines. This is because US is included in the visa-free countries under Executive Order number 408. The countries included under EO 408 are only specific countries. Take note that US foreign tourists are entitled to 30 days visa-free stay in the Philippines. Also, for former Filipino citizens without valid or old Philippine passport or PSA birth certificate, you're also entitled to 30 days of visa-free stay. Former Filipino citizens are entitled to 1-year visa-free stay in the Philippines, and this includes former Filipinos with valid or old Philippine passport or PSA birth certificate. Also for foreign spouse or foreign child of Filipino or former Filipino, they are also entitled to 1-year visa-free stay in the Philippines as long as they present the required immigration entry requirements. However, for other passengers, for example, students, permanent residents, retirees, and other diplomat officials, it depends on the duration of the visa and those with 9A visa. So this means that if your country is included under this executive order, you do not need a visa to travel in the Philippines, and US is included in the list of countries. The first requirement is that you must have a passport that is valid for at least 6 months. Meaning to say that the US passport must not be expiring within the last 6 months before the date of your travel. Your passport must be more than 6 months or at least 6 months before traveling in the Philippines. The second requirement is that all passengers to the Philippines must register for ETRAVEL. ETRAVEL is a Philippine declaration system, and it must be done online. The purpose is to generate a barcode or a QR code for express lane purposes. To register, just type in etravel.gov.ph. For purposes of registration, you are either a Philippine passport holder or a foreign passport holder. Now for dual citizens, it depends on the passport that you are going to use for purposes of registration or travel. The e-travel will have to be done online, so that means you will have to go online, use a personal computer or your phone to register, and you will have to input all your personal information, and then at the end of the registration you will generate a barcode. So this is actually similar to One Health Pass or the ETRAVEL. You must receive the QR code to qualify for an express lane. The third requirement, if you are unvaccinated or partially vaccinated, you must provide a negative test. Let me provide the specific requirements for a negative test. You must present negative antigen tests prior to departure or upon arrival. And this is required for all Filipinos and non-Filipinos 15 years old and older. So the requirement is that either you must have a remotely supervised or laboratory-based rapid antigen negative test result. And this antigen test must be administered and certified by a healthcare facility, laboratory, clinic, or pharmacy or similar establishment. Also, the negative test must be taken within 24 hours prior to the date and time of departure from the country of origin or first port of embarkation in a continuous travel to Philippines, excluding layovers, provided that he or she has not left the airport premises or has not been admitted into another country during such layover. The rule is that the negative antigen test must be presented by Filipinos and non-Filipinos 15 years old and older. What if you fail to present a negative pre-departure testing? You will be required to undergo a laboratory-based antigen test upon arrival at the airport. Here are the summary of rules for US citizens going to Philippines 15 years and older. If you are fully vaccinated, you can enter Philippines without having to provide a negative test. Also, booster shot is not required. For those who are unvaccinated, partially vaccinated, or vaccination cannot be validated, you must present a negative test within 24 hours prior to departure or upon arrival. If positive upon arrival, you must quarantine for 5 days from an accredited hotel. Now, for US citizens going to Philippines 14 years and below, if the minor child is fully vaccinated, of course, you can enter Philippines without presenting any negative test. If the minor is unvaccinated, negative test is not required because only 15 years old and above are required for the negative test if unvaccinated. The fourth requirement, return or onward ticket, not later than 30 days for foreign tourist or foreign spouse traveling alone will be required, even though you know ahead of time that you will extend beyond 30 days. You can always extend any time before the expiration of the period. No return or onward ticket for former Filipinos, and no return or onward ticket for foreign spouse or foreign child traveling with Filipino or former Filipino. The fifth requirement, older valid Philippine passport or authentic PSA issued birth certificate for former Filipino citizens, and also authentic marriage certificate for foreign spouse and birth certificate for foreign child will be required to avail of Balikbayan visa privilege of 1 year stay in the Philippines. The sixth requirement, if you are arriving at NAIA Terminal 1, an online customs declaration form will be required. Paper form can also be filled out in lieu of the online customs declaration form. Let's talk about the allowable extensions. First scenario, before expiration of visa for non-visa required or visa required. You only need to pay the fees and you need to do it before expiration. However, if after the expiration of visa for non-visa required or visa required, you must pay the fines, pay the fees including arrears. Also, you must secure the necessary clearance for you to stay in the Philippines. For all visa required or non-visa required entry, can you extend the visa and pay the extension fee before arrival in the Philippines? The answer is no. You must visit the nearest Bureau of Immigration office to pay and extend your visa. Let's talk about the allowable extensions. Foreigners admitted under 9A visa or EO 408 for visa-free countries may extend their authorized stay every 2 months for a total stay of not more than 24 months for visa required and 36 months for non-visa required nationals. So 36 months or 3 years for those visa-free countries. If you have any other questions or comments, please post them down below and I will get back to you as soon as I can. Again, thank you guys for supporting my channel, and if you haven't liked this video, please give it a big thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe and hit that notification bell. I always welcome new subscribers. I hope everyone is staying safe and have a great day.